What's up, guys? Your boy, 20K13. Gonna talk about 7 reasons WWE won't miss Dolph Ziggler if he leaves. And this comes from WhatCulture.com. With uncertainty over Dolph Ziggler's contract situation continuing to rage, the show-off seems increasingly unlikely to extend his time with the WWE much longer. He has publicly denied signing a new deal, despite seemingly official reports to the contrary, hinting at potential friction between the two parties. Should Ziggler allow his contract to expire, the promotion will be losing an immensely talented, selfless worker, one capable of making anybody he had a match with look like a legitimate threat. However, he is far from irreplaceable. The 22nd Super Crown champion in WWE history, having held the World Heavyweight, Intercontinental and Tag Team Championship in his 10 years with the company, Dolph had enjoyed more success than most to pass through the company doors. Should he leave, many will feel that he didn't fully deliver upon his potential. But for a relatively undersized athlete who debuted as a member of the Spirit Squad, Ziggler has surely surpassed many initial expectations. For a variety of reasons, however, the WWE could actually lose Dolph without feeling too much of a blow at all. Wrestlers of Ziggler caliber have been unceremoniously cut in the past with little hesitation and have more charismatic figure. He is a valued member of the roster, but were he never to show up on WWE screen again, the company will largely move ahead as normal. Here are 7 key reasons Dolph Ziggler won't be missed by the WWE if he neglects to extend his contract. Number 7. His feuds are getting stale. Ziggler has been a part of the main WWE roster for 10 years now, and seems only to have had meaningful feuds with a handful of superstars in his time, often lazy rehashes of previous rivalry. His recent feud with Sheamus didn't feel new or fresh at all, while extended battles against Alberto Del Rio and Chris Jericho failed to capture the imagination. Part of this is down to the WWE creative team, of course, but as figures such as Vince McMahon and Triple H are quick to point out, part of that responsibility always lies at the feet of the wrestler. Dolph has been constantly unable to make himself stand out beyond his excellent ring work, constantly finding himself outshined by bigger personalities and more interesting storylines. Number 6. The main event and upper mid-card scenes are very crowded. Given the cluttered state of the current Intercontinental and main event scene, it's hard to imagine the WWE going too far out of their way to convince Ziggler to stay. He has very little chance of breaking into a WWE Championship picture currently populated by more popular superstars, including John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Dean Ambrose, and current champ Seth Rollins. Similarly, the upper mid-card may appear stale on the surface, but find itself in such a state due to unimaginative booking rather than a dearth of talent. Dolph's impending departure would do little to change such a fact. Instead, the booking team must find a way to weave interesting mid-card storylines together, something they've arguably not done for over a decade now. Number 5. He's never been the most charismatic worker. Dolph's in-ring ability is fantastic. That much is never in doubt. His eye-or-tame style excites fans whenever he steps into the ring, making him a figure capable of having at least a decent match with just about anyone. He is also the best seller in the company, constantly making his opponent look like monsters regardless of about outcome. However, at a time in which charisma is as important as ever, Ziggler might skills are lacking. Great feuds are built on the back of convincing emotion, something the WWE era defining superstars Hogan, Austin, Cena have always been able to project through their promos. Although a confined speaker, he doesn't seem to possess the emotional range necessary to pull off a truly impressive feud. Now in the 10th year of his WWE career, this doesn't look to be something he will improve upon in the near future. Number 4. His gimmick doesn't change. Great workers are often lauded for their ability to play a face or heel gimmick without having to drastically change the foundation of their character. But such a quality can also be a hindrance. Dolph has pretty much worked with two gimmicks for the entirety of his WWE career, including his debut as a member of the Spirit Squad. He is always either a cocky, narcissistic heel or a cocky, narcissistic babyface. Although past superstars such as Steve Austin and Ric Flair may be able to play both roles without devalidating too much, they still understood that some change was needed. Ziggler, meanwhile, is either unable or unwilling to do so. It could be suggested that in the modern era, face-heel alignment has been rendered irrelevant by the death of kayfabe. Everybody is now merely a shade of gray. However, this doesn't excuse a lack of versatility, something which can sadly be applied to a lot of the current WWE roster, including Dolph. Wrestlers shouldn't always play slightly over-the-top versions of themselves. They should be able to change and adapt. Ziggler doesn't look capable of doing so. Number 3. He too much of a middle ground figure. Although a relatively popular figure among WWE fans, one who can reliably be sent out to garner some sort of reaction, Ziggler is hardly the most electrifying man on the roster today. He lacked the universal appeal of the promotion's major stars, Cena, Orton, Lesnar, as well as the rocketed indie support enjoyed by a Daniel Bryan or Kevin Owens figure. Ziggler cashing in of his Money in the Bank contract was the only truly memorable pop of his career. Since then, he has fallen disappointingly into the WWE stagnating mid-card scene and looks unlikely to recover. Again, not all of this can be blamed on Dolph himself. His capture of the briefcase, defeat of John Cena, and subsequent cash-in saw him quickly become one of the most popular wrestlers on the roster. Unfortunately, the WWE were unable to capitalize upon this momentum, something they are often guilty of doing. There were also touches of misfortune as Ziggler suffered a concussion, forcing an emergency switch of the World Heavyweight Championship back to Alberto Del Rio. Although hardly his fault, the briefness of Ziggler's time at the top and his subsequent failure to return there make him an expendable member of the roster. Number 2. He a major injury waiting to happen. Dolph turned 35 this month, yet still wrestled like a man 10 years his junior. He one of the most frequent bumpers on the roster, taking hard and sometimes dangerous falls in the name of good selling. Despite this, he has never really suffered a major injury, a pretty astounding fact considering his high-octane in-ring style. Should Ziggler extend his WWE contract, the risk of him suffering a major injury will only increase as he nears 40. Daniel Bryan's recent injury woes have brought the risk of wrestling such an intense style into sharp relief, especially as he was forced to cut short both his WWE Championship and Intercontinental title reign, scuffling booking plans in the process. If Ziggler does leave, the WWE will no longer have to worry about his health. This could be one of the main reasons for letting him leave, for the benefit of both the WWE and Dolph himself. And number 1, new stars are set to come through. As previously mentioned, Ziggler is rapidly approaching his 35th birthday. While this was once an age at which top WWE stars such as Austin and The Rock were hitting their peak, today Climax C workers hit the top at a much younger age. Current WWE Champion Seth Rollins is 29, while supposed Golden Boy Roman Reigns is half a decade younger than Dolph. Similarity with a new emphasis placed on NXT in recent years, a whole host of slightly younger stars are poised to break into the main roster. Kevin Owens and Neville have already made several pay-per-view appearances, while potential megastars such as Finn Balor and Sami Zayn are waiting to eagerly intervene. Ziggler will of course be well remembered by fans whenever he decides to call time on his WWE career. However, he is far from an irreplaceable member of the promotion, especially with an age of similarly talented young stars on the horizon. Well, that is, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.